Hello and welcome to Retrospection, the podcast where we decide if an old movie or TV show deserves to be peppered with a barrage of photon torpedoes or given a free holiday on the holiday planet of Risa. And I said holiday twice there.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah,
hey, I wrote this shit as well, so there we go. My name's Paul, and we have engaged the Borg.
You say that when you go to the toilet, don't you?
No, I say lots of things. I say firewall thrusters. I say photon torpedoes are ready.
Engage impulse.
Engage impulse. That's another one. Yeah.
And I'm Jay, and frankly, Commander, you're in my way.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, always.
You couldn't have picked a fitter quote there from the thing that we're going to talk about.
Person.
What?
What?
Are you saying that that character is
Can't remember her name.
quote unquote fit? I presume you mean? Do you mean fit as in healthy, or do you mean fit as in the?
Well, she is. She looks very healthy, but
the playground fit.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying people in playgrounds are fit.
No.
I mean, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the school vernacular of fit.
Excuse me, sir. We'd just like to have a word.
Hey, nothing here. So, on this episode, in case you hadn't guessed, although you probably have seen it already because it's in the title of the episode,
Yeah.
And I'm rambling now, so I don't know what's going on
just
here.
get on with it.
We're heading back to Star Trek: The Next Generation with the two-part Season 3/4 episodes, Best of Both Worlds.
Stroke 4.
Wow, is this the level that we're going for now?
Hey, come on. Well, you told me to bring it, man, so...
Yeah, can you take it back?
No.
Please.
I'm here, I can't leave.
This is true, actually, yeah. IMDb says, responding to a distress call, the Enterprise arrives at one of the Federation colonies only to discover a big hole in the ground, and the Borg are behind the attack.
IMDb always with the straightforwardness.
Yep. The episode stars, and it seems a bit redactive to do this, but I'm going to tell you who's in it anyway.
Well, people might not remember.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd never seen this before.
Yeah, but I know who was in it.
All right. Patrick Stewart as Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Jonathan Frakes as Commander Riker, Brent Spiner as Data, Gates McFadden as Dr. Crusher, Michael Dorn as Worf, Will Wheaton as Wesley Crusher, Marina... Why are you sniggering at Will Wheaton?
What? I was breathing.
You sounded like you were tittering.
No.
Don't titter at the Wheaton. He will have a go at you. He can bring it. He's handy, you know, I'm telling you.
Also, can I just say, in your notes, where you've written Michael Dorn, it looks like Michael Porn.
That's his other stage name.
Yeah,
for his other career. Marina Sirtis as Deanna Troi, and Elizabeth Dennehy as Commander Shelby, who it was revealed to me the other day, and I had no idea that this was a fact. She is the actor Brian Dennehy's daughter.
Oh.
And George Murdoch as Admiral Hanson. And the episode was directed by Cliff Bowl, who did a lot of Star Trek stuff as well as a lot of other TV stuff.
Yeah.
It was also written by Ronald D. Moore, who would go on to create the Battlestar Galactica reboot, with additional material in part 2 by Joe Manosky. So let's just get this straight out. Your only entry into Star Trek at this point has been the original series and some of the movies, right?
Yeah.
You'd never seen an episode of Next Generation or a single movie based on Next Generation?
I had never seen a full episode of Next Generation,
Right.
no.
So you didn't really know any of these characters really at all. So this is kind of new going in. It's fresh for you.
Well, I mean, I knew of them, but I hadn't, I didn't know them.
But you didn't know the backstories or
No,
anything
no,
like that. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Now, we watched these episodes edited together as a movie, but when it was originally aired, it was 2 episodes with a cliffhanger in the middle, which we'll talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
The first part of the story was massive in the ratings, and that resulted in the series becoming the highest syndicated show at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And this was the first 2-part episode of Star Trek to have been produced since TOS's The Menagerie episodes.
Okay.
It's also listed on TV Guide's 100 Greatest TV Episodes, ranking number 36.
So it was very well acclaimed.
Oh, this was very well received. And it was originally conceived as a 3-part story, with the Battle of Wolf 359 actually going to be shown.
Okay.
Also, Picard and Data were going to both be assimilated by the Borg and combined as one unit. That would have been interesting. How would they?
Yeah.
How would they have been combined? I mean, they plug into each other, or
Maybe it's like that Batman Superman thing, where it's like one half is Picard, one half Data.
what? So they cut them in half,
Yeah.
stuck them together.
Yeah, like
That's going to be a bugger to separate them again and put them back to normal, isn't it? Dr. Crusher's got to work cut out there, but. That would have been interesting, though, and it would have been nice to see the battle at Wolf 359. Although I think we do see it in the pilot episode of Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
So the pilot episode of Deep Space Nine is the Commander Sisko. He was on one of those ships that we see destroyed,
Right.
and obviously he got away. I think he abandons the ship in a shuttle or something like that. And so in the first episode of Deep Space Nine, Picard shows up. And, of course, Sisko's not particularly thrilled with Picard because he blames Picard for the death of his wife and all that kind of thing. So that's interesting. But we do see, like, a little bit of a flashback, so we see the battle. Both those plans, though, the showing of the battle and the slamming together of Data and Picard, I could have put that better, but there we go, were dropped due to budget constraints.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been so expensive to film that battle
definitely.
on a TV budget.
Yeah.
However, these concepts do kind of resurface in 1996's First Contact movie. We see a big battle at the beginning, and also Data does get assimilated in that movie, kind of.
Well, plus with a film, you've got a higher budget than with a TV show.
And First Contact is like a big action movie as
Yeah.
well. Patrick Stewart was actually in the process of renegotiating his contract during this, and so the cliffhanger could have served as a way to write him out should he decide not to return.
Oh, right, okay.
I suppose they could have killed him.
Yeah.
George Murdoch, who plays Admiral Hansen in this, also plays the alien quote-unquote god character in Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. You know, the big floating head?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the whole... I'd just like to ask, what does God need with a starship?
Yeah.
Yeah. you tried to watch that movie once, didn't you?
Yep.
You didn't get very far, did you?
We got about halfway.
What was your problem with Star Trek V? Is it the humour?
I just didn't think it was very good.
Get out.
What, just because it's directed by Shatner? Is that why you like it so
That's
much?
not the only reason.
Because Shatner's in pretty much every scene of it.
Star Trek V is a grossly underrated movie, in my opinion.
Is it?
Yes. Go back and listen to our episode. We've covered it on this show.
I think I have listened to it.
So there you go. You need to to rethink.
The last thing I remember from watching it was Scotty running down corridors.
Did you get to the point where he does the gag, I know this shit like the back of my hand, and then walks into a bulkhead and knocks himself out?
Yeah.
That's great. Prior to filming part 2, LeVar Burton had just had surgery, so most of his scenes were filmed after the production had concluded.
Right.
This is why he's only ever shot in close-up and never with any of the other characters in the second part.
Huh.
And episode 2 actually won 2 Emmys. One for outstanding sound mixing and the other for sound editing.
Anything but the actual...
Well, it's
thing itself.
science fiction, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's kind of snobbery around science fiction, I think. You can make the greatest thing in the world, and the Ronald D. Moore reboot of Battlestar Galactica is one of the greatest science fiction shows ever. But did it ever really get the critical nod that it should have got? I don't know.
Is it better than the original?
Well, I'm biased because I grew up with the original. I like the original because it's kind of nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
But I suppose in terms of storytelling, it's probably superior the reboot.
Okay. Isn't that the one with Sam Witwer in it?
Yeah, he's in that. Yeah.
And what's her name from Star Wars? What's her name in Mandalorian?
Oh, Katie Sackhoff.
Yeah, her.
Yeah, she's in it. Yeah, she's the rebooted Starbuck. So in the original, Starbuck was played by Dirk Benedict. Dirk Benedict. Rewind. Dirk Benedict, who would go on to star in the A-Team as Faceman.
Ah, okay, yeah.
When they rebooted Battlestar Galactica, they changed the sex and turned Starbuck into a lady, which I was fine with. Didn't have a problem with it.
Fair enough.
Because it's a completely different show. So.
Yeah.
But they both got merits, but I'm always kind of biased towards the original Battlestar Galactica. Also a past episode, so go and listen to that one as well. That's a very early episode that we did that. We've also covered Battlestar Galactica 1980 as well. Not as good. Okay, so let's listen to a little bit of a trailer.
Next time on Star Trek: The Next Generation. You once knew him as Picard, captain of the Starship Enterprise, but now he's half man, half machine, a deadly pawn of the evil Borg. His mission, to destroy Earth and anything or anyone who gets in his way. It's the showdown of the 24th century on the next exciting episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation.
The Enterprise arrives at a colony, and the away team beams down, only to find a massive crater where the town used to be. It's a nice matte painting, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What do you think of the effects in this? Bit early to mention it, but
yeah, I'm not sure whether it was just because of the version we were watching, because it was a Blu-ray, and it might have been tweaked with. But I thought the effects, I didn't even realise they were models until you told me.
Yeah, no CGI work.
Because I think I said, didn't I, are these still models? Because they look so good.
Yeah, no, the effects always looked good in TNG. I think the modern Blu-rays have been slightly tweaked a little bit, just to clean them up a bit.
Well, it's the same with original Trek.
Well, you can watch on the Blu-rays of the original Trek. You can choose between whether you want to watch the original effects or these new CG effects. But I don't mind the CG effects in the new TOS because they kind of still tried to make them look of that time, even though you know it's CGI. Yeah, but they didn't go overboard with it. I think it would have looked out of place. You know. But yeah, the effects in TNG are very good. There's some not so good ones, but on the whole, it's mostly good. Yeah. What do you think of the design of the Enterprise D?
It's weird because I'm so kind of connected with the original Enterprise, and I mean, even the Enterprise from the original Trek films. Yeah. But yeah, I don't mind it.
I always found it to look like it's a bit of an ugly ship, the Enterprise D, I think.
Really?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a duck. You know, it's got a weird.
What? Just because
it's curved with a big bulbous.
Yeah, but that has a purpose later on.
Yeah, and I get why they've done it. And it's supposed to be like a massive ship. It's supposed to be a lot bigger than the original Enterprise. For me, the best starship design still has to be the refitted Enterprise in the motion picture and those movies. That's just.
Well, it's so good they have an old 10-minute sequence.
To show it off. Yeah, exactly. I did always like the updated opening credits and the use of the motion picture music in Next Generation.
I thought it was a nice kind of
nod to the past.
But also kind of making it its own.
And that theme, that from the motion picture, is one of the best pieces of film music ever. Definitely. It's a great opening theme.
Also, you did point out to me that during that credit sequence, there's a shot where you can see someone walking past in the window.
When the Enterprise, when you see it from the back and it moves up the screen, you see a little Picard walk past the window in the ready room, because that's the ready room, the conference room where they sit down. It's a nice little touch. Yeah. Admiral Hansen arrives with Commander Shelby in tow, who is an expert on the Borg, even though they know next to nothing about them at this point. Yeah. So a little backstory for you, because you've not seen the previous episode in season 2. So Q, who is this omnipotent being, like a godlike being, hurls the Enterprise so far into a different solar system, like beyond they've ever gone before, and they encounter this cube. And it turns out it's the Borg, and they're like unlike any foe that they've faced before, because they don't want anything other than to assimilate you. Yeah. They've got no other motives. They don't want land. They don't want power. They just want to assimilate every culture and technology. And they lose. And basically, the only reason they get away from them is Q throws the Enterprise back to where it came from and gets them out of it to prove a point, to say, like, you're not ready for this. Yeah. You know. But the point is, that episode ends with them Picard realizing they're aware of us now. They're going to come. Yeah. They know that we exist now, so they're going to come. And this is the payoff. The payoff from that. Yeah.
Do they show up again after this, or is it just in First Contact?
The Borg show up all the time in TNG. Okay. They're like the big.
It's not just like there was the episode in season 2, then this, and then First Contact.
No. They are an ongoing problem. Yeah. For the Federation. So Shelby's there to jumpstart the defense efforts and apparently annoy Riker and the audience. Yeah, I think as much as possible. She's like that one person at work who does tons and tons of work while also making sure that you know that you're a big failure at the same time.
Yeah, she constantly tries to make sure that Riker knows
that she wants his job,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. Also, he's handsome grooming her a little bit. He's a little bit weird with her, isn't he? Do we need to get Starfleet HR onto this?
Yeah. He talks about, it's just an old man's fantasy.
Yeah.
Picard's just sat there like,
okay.
Yeah, man.
Gotta wash those cups after you've drunk that tea. So they talk about the Enterprise previous encounter with the Borg in the season 2 episode that I talked about. Mm-hmm. And we also discover that Riker has turned down another captaincy. Now, this is something that also goes on through TNG. He keeps getting offered captain's chairs on ships, and he keeps turning them down. He just loves being on that Enterprise.
Yeah, well, I guess you could proves that he's a loyal crew member, I guess.
Yeah. Plus, his old squeeze is on that ship. So him and Troy used to have a thing. It's kind of like Decker and Ilea in the motion picture.
Yeah.
And they meet each other again on the ship and rekindle something. And eventually they get married.
Fair enough.
What do you think of the uniforms, by the way?
Yeah, I never used to like them, but watching this, I think they've kind of grown on me a little bit, and just kind of how sleek they are. Yeah,
they're two-piece when we get to season 3. Much more comfortable than the first and second season ones, which were kind of like jumpsuits.
Yeah, because I always wondered why in this episode, whenever Riker sits down, he kind of adjusts his.
Well, they all do it. They all do
the
it.
Time.
There's a Patrick Stewart one. He always does it when he sits down. They ended up calling it the Picard maneuver. But yeah, those original jumpsuits in season 1 and 2, apparently they rode up the crotch, something chronic.
Yeah.
And the actors went to the producers and said, "Is there any way that we can do something about this? Because I'm there's children dying inside of me that could possibly be born." Later on, Picard does get a lovely suede jacket as well, which he never does up. It's kind of like black suede with the red bits on the top.
Right, yeah.
Always wanted one of those jackets. You can get them. Imagine walking down the street in that. I think I could pull it off, don't you? All right. All right, Colin. Critiquing my, dress sense there.
He's going to love you calling me that.
Yeah, I know. He doesn't listen. Riker shows Shelby to her quarters, and she's definitely trying to push Riker's buttons, isn't she? And like we said, she basically wants his job.
Yeah.
So it's poker night, and this becomes a big thing in the series. We get lots of scenes of them sat around playing poker. Okay. But Picard never joins them until right at the very end of the series. The last scene in the very last episode of Next Generation is him turning up to a poker night. And at first they're all kind of like, yeah, of course, sit down. And then he deals the cards and he looks around at everyone and he says, I should have done this years ago.
Is there ever an explanation why he does?
Because he always kind of, I think he thinks, it's their time and it wouldn't be appropriate for me as the captain to join, But by the time we get to the end of the series, he realises that they are like his family now, and they all care for each other. It's a nice moment to end it on. They kind of blow it a bit in the movies, but we'll get to that at some point. Shelby beats Riker, who bluffs everyone else, but she sees straight through him, doesn't she? And he doesn't look too happy either when he gets beaten. So the next morning, and Riker finds out that Shelby has already beamed down to the planet. You wouldn't put up with this, would you?
No, I'd kick her off immediately.
Wow!
Started doing
HR again. We need to call Starfleet HR.
No, because if you've got a crew member who's unreliable and keeps doing stuff behind your back, then that's not really.
It's not appropriate, really, is it?
Appropriate or helpful.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what's going on, they could be doing anything.
Exactly, and she does think that she knows best.
Yeah. Because
she's young and she's ambitious.
Yeah.
And I think she's got a nice little arc in this story as well because
at the end they become.
She's not the same at the end of the story. Data makes one of his jokes, which I always found a bit tiresome in Next Generation.
Yeah, it's just like the stereotypical.
I don't really understand humour.
Yeah, and comedy relief robot type thing.
I mean, there's more to Data than that. This is just a little facet of his character that they throw in. It's a lot worse in the first season. They kind of tone it down as the show goes on and stop doing it. But they really push it in that first season. And it does get a bit tiresome. Riker gives Shelby a talking to. But while he's clearly annoyed, he's still being professional about it.
Yeah.
Oh, those heady days of real Star Trek when people talk like adults to each other and not children.
And actually had some kind of rank in their fleet.
There's a chain of command.
Yeah.
In original Trek and in this and in Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really exist in modern Star Trek.
Especially in Discovery and Strange New Worlds.
Everybody, it's like Captain will say something and they go, I don't want to do that. I think we should do this. And he'll just kind of go, oh, all right.
Yeah, especially Pike in Strange New Worlds. He may as well not be captain.
He might as well not be captain, no. Picard gives Riker the what the hell are you still doing here chat.
Yeah.
I think it's like he doesn't want Riker to go, but he knows he's hurting his career by staying put.
Yeah, because, as much as he likes him as a friend and, wants him on the Enterprise, he knows that,
he's ready to have his own... He says, you're ready to take the center seat.
Yeah.
It's
why
like
he's still here. Suggesting it to him because he wants him to further his career in Starfleet.
Yeah, exactly. It's like when I say to you, make sure that you're doing all your revisions so that one day you can buy me that house. I'm thinking in the long game here. I want my little shed at the bottom of the estate that I told you I want. Nice little cooler with some beers in, big TV. Give me that phone as well, so I can call you when I need something. But other than that, you don't even have to see me.
Yeah. I'll put you in a home. Don't worry.
Just show up for the podcast now and again because we're still doing this in 20 years. So,
Yeah, I'll definitely put you in a home.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. When he asked Riker what his impression of Shelby was, I was actually waiting for him to do an impression.
Can you imagine that?
It'd be like that famous episode of original series Trek when a woman takes over Kirk's body and Shatner's really going for it. And at one point he's sat in the captain's chair doing his nails. It's a pretty bad episode.
I think I've seen that one.
Turnabout Intruder. It's the very last episode. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
It's not great. Picard has Riker's best interests at heart, like we say, but he really doesn't want him to go. So in 10 Forward, Riker has a bit of a heart-to-heart with Troy, who is the worst ship's counselor, I think, ever. She even says to him at one point, I don't really know what that means, when he says something to her. It's like, you're the counselor.
Yeah.
She's looking at her watch and everything. Like, you go...
Is that the only reason she's on the ship, then?
She's the ship's counselor, and she can sense things.
Oh.
These two characters do have a great arc over the years, as I say. They eventually get married, and they have kids, and one of them dies, and blah 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 blah. It's a big thing in Picard as well. This 10 Forward set, by the way, wasn't in season 1 of Next Generation.
Right.
So basically, Whoopi Goldberg, who was a fan of the show and of Star Trek, loved Trek as a kid, and when they brought Star Trek back, she called the producers and said, "Is there a part for me?" And they were like, "You're Whoopi Goldberg," and she's like, "Yeah, I know, but I want to be in Star Trek," because she was a big star,
Yeah.
And so they wrote her this character of Guinan, who is just she is the bartender in 10 Forward, but she's more than that. She's almost Q-like in a way. She's got like weird powers and things, but you never really explain what she is,
Plus, she's like a pep talker.
She's really close to Picard,
Yeah.
and she's good at psychology and things like that. But and I always felt though that having Guinan and Troy on the ship, it kind of sometimes it makes Troy irrelevant in episodes because Guinan would be the one that would. I mean, she does it in this, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She gives Riker a pep talk later and things like that.
In Picard's office.
In Picard's office. So having the two of them together in the same episode always seemed a bit pointless to me. But anyway, we cut to engineering and they're discussing how to combat the Borg. And the consensus is that they're knackered, basically. Yeah. They got nothing.
It's always good.
Always good. Shelby, however, wants to push on and try and fathom something out, but Riker basically orders her to go to bed. I'm familiar with this conversation too, James.
What?
It's like 2 a.m. You got stuff to do tomorrow. Oh, 10 more minutes. No, go to bed.
Maybe when I was like 12. This doesn't happen anymore.
All right, okay. We'll stick with that. That's the party line, is it? All right, okay. I agree with Riker though, because he basically says, there's no point fighting the Borg when you're also fighting fatigue.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can't have a crew that's all tired.
Imagine everyone yawning on a bridge.
Yeah.
We've engaged the Borg. Oh, wait a minute.
Fire torpedoes.
Wesley? Kid's asleep. So,
yeah, I mean, you'll probably get onto his character later, but how old is he?
I think he's supposed to be about 16.
And he's one of the helmsmen on the ship.
He is at this point. He wasn't when he first started. He was just a kid.
I was going to say, he looks about 12.
I think in season 2, when he's 15 or something, or is it season 3? It might be this season, actually, season 3, when he turns 16. He does join Starfleet Academy.
Right.
And he
well, why is he on the ship in the first place?
Because they give him... Because he's already on the ship, because he's Dr. Crusher's son.
Right, okay.
So, and there's families on the Enterprise.
Mm.
Crewmen are allowed to bring their families because the ship's so big. You know?
Yeah.
So I think because he gets accepted to the Academy, Picard like pulls a few strings, and basically they allow him to. It's like a work placement thing. You know, there's no better place to learn than being on the flagship. Yeah, it's like a work experience.
Despite the fact that you could die at any minute.
And he's super smart. He's one of the. He's that 80s trope of the super smart techie kid who knows everything. You know. So the Admiral calls, and it's definite. The Borg are on their way.
Yeah.
And I love how Riker orders everyone to battle stations, but just points at Worf, and he knows what he wants. Doesn't he? He says battle stations, everyone, and he just points at Worf, and Worf kind of nods and just walks off. Yeah, all right.
He knows what he has to do.
He knows what he has to do. We get a tense moment on the bridge as everyone's waiting until the Borg ship appears, along with its own choir of haunting voices as well.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if that really is the Borg on the ship singing? Whoa, whoa. What are they doing?
They've got their own soundtrack.
Yeah. Picard states that we have engaged the Borg, but less gruff than that. He's more, we have engaged the Borg. That's good.
Is that your
That
Patrick
was
Stewart
good.
impersonation?
That was good. Go on, you do one. Give me some Stewart. give me some Stewart. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
I'm trying to think now.
Come on. This is great. This is great podcast.
Yeah, I can't do a Patrick Stewart impersonation.
You just did it.
What?
It's your voice. I can't do
He's a bit more posh than me.
He's not though, is he? He talks like that in real life.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Yorkshire lad. So the Borg call Picard personally. They give him a ring, and they like what? They like the cut of his jib.
Sorry?
They like the cut of his jib, and they want him to come over for a bit of a Borg party.
I don't think this happened.
He did, but he's not interested. You know, he's got things to do. He's got to wash his hair. Oh, wait a minute. that's not going to work, is it?
Hey, he's got a bit at the back.
There you go. Yeah.
It's like you when you go, oh, I'm just combing my hair.
Hey, if I didn't comb my hair,
it would look the same.
The Borg shoot a tractor beam, but the shields hold for the minute. Unfortunately, the Borg adapt, and the Enterprise is buggered.
Yeah, it's kind of an unfair thing, isn't it? Just being able to adapt to whatever anyone.
Well, that's
throws at
why
you.
the Borg are like unlike anything that the Federation and Starfleet have faced, because they're seemingly unstoppable.
Yeah.
It's always difficult as well as a writer when you write such an overpowered villain. But then I think they handle it really well, because the climax of this story, I'm not going to give it away yet, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a very well written piece of TV, this, because it everything tracks and it all it all works.
They're also the Borg are also very horror coded as well.
Oh yeah, definitely, and they get more so as the shows go on. You know, you wait until you watch First Contact; they're kind of like zombies. The fire at will line always made me laugh as well, because Picard keeps saying "fire at will," and you kind of see like Riker go "what?" And Geordi rolls under a door dramatically, even though he could just walk under it.
Well, you know, dynamic, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure if he just crouched slightly, he could just trundle through that.
Yeah, but that's not cool though. Is
No. He has to do the Indiana Jones role, doesn't he?
What is this? This has got nothing to do with the episode, but what is the whole thing behind Geordie's visor?
He's blind.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, he's blind.
Right. So what? And it allows him to see.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And that goes on all the way through up until First Contact, when he I think it's First Contact. I think it is when he gets ocular implants.
Right. Okay.
Basically, because the actor was sick and tired of having to wear that thing. So then they just put little contacts in his eyes, so his eyes look a bit weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, and the whole thing with Geordie being blind came about because it was based on a blind fan that Gene Roddenberry knew, and he wanted to like pay a little bit of a tribute to him. So that's how it came about. Shelby has an idea that works, and the Enterprise escapes, followed by the Borg in pursuit. So they manage to shut off I think they shoot the tractor beam, don't they? Blow it up.
Yeah.
They manage to get through the Borg by rotating the shield modulations or some something like that, phaser something or other.
Yeah.
And they escape with the Borg in pursuit. But luckily, Picard's seen Wrath of Khan. And he takes them to a nebula to hide.
Do you reckon there's like history books on what happened? And that's what he's been reading those, so he thought, let's base it off that.
I would imagine that Kirk's exploits were a required reading at the Academy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's actually the same effect reused from Wrath of Khan as well.
Well, why make a new one?
Exactly.
What year did Wrath of Khan come out?
82, I think.
And what year was this?
88, maybe.
Okay, so they're probably still lying around.
Just lying around.
No, I meant, you know what I mean.
Oh, God, we need an effect, mate. What you got at the bottom of the drawer? Hang on, I've got this nebula here. Is that any good? Yeah, that's it.
I mean, like, you know, they probably still had it in somewhere so that they could reuse it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's archived, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, like, because most of the time, once a prop's done, that's it. They just chuck it.
Is that what they do? Chuck it in a bin?
Well, not chuck it, but, you know, they...
You know, you're not far off, you know.
Yeah.
I think...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's one of the movies that they pulled the original model out of a dumpster and they had to repaint it because half of it had been spray painted blue or something. Or
yeah, because, like, I mean, they have to remake stuff all the time because props just get...
Yeah, and they get broken and things,
exactly.
You know. Colin would be able to tell you more about that.
Probably.
Considering what he kind of does for a living.
Yeah.
They take the time to have another chat in the conference room, and they come up with a plan that could also blow up the ship. So that's a good plan. Yeah. Shelby wants to separate the saucer section, but Riker thinks it's too risky. I do think that Jonathan Frakes and Dennehy are really good together.
Yeah.
You know, they've got quite good screen chemistry. It's a shame that she doesn't stay, really, I think.
Is this the only episode where they're in?
I don't think she comes back. Maybe she comes back once more, I'm not sure. Riker goes to see Picard and finds Shelby's got in there first. She's gone over his head to give Picard her idea of the plan that Riker didn't want to do.
Yeah, and once again, he's not very happy.
Well, Picard does agree that the plan is too risky, but he also thinks it's a good backup plan.
Yeah.
And we get this great scene in the turbo lift where Riker and Shelby lay their cards on the table for each other, don't they? And he basically says to her, you go over my head again, and I'll snap you back like so hard you'll think you're a first year cadet again or something like that. And they're really good in this scene, I think. All through this, I think I turned to you when we were watching it and said that Jonathan Frakes doesn't get enough credit. I think I think he's pretty good. He's pretty good as Riker. He suits
Apart from his weird wonky eye stare that he has.
Wonky eye stare?
Well, have you never noticed, like, whenever he looks at someone, one of his eyes is, like...
Wow.
Slightly more squinted than the other.
So you're ocular shaming that, is what you're saying?
No, I'm just pointing out.
You're pointing out the guy's got a wonky eye.
He's not going to listen to this, is he?
He might do. He's never coming on this show now, is he? We've screwed that one out.
Oh, he's got his own now, hasn't he?
He does. He does. I wonder how you get on that. Be a good gig.
Be an actor.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's another.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure by the time...
Whoa. You're killing him as well? No. So he's got wonky eyes and he'll be dead soon.
Well, you don't know how...
Hey, we better not say that. We got bad form on this podcast for killing actors.
You don't know how long they'll do that podcast for.
As long as it's profitable.
How old are they now?
Must be pushing 70 at least, I guess.
Oh.
Well, is that old to you?
So I'm
ageist, ocularist.
No, I'm saying if I am ocular shaming, you're basically imagine they're not as old as you think they are. So both of us are bullying there.
All right, we'll leave that one there. Okay. Picard then walks his ship on the eve of a battle, which is an actual military tradition. Mm-hmm. He even pointed it out in the episode. And then we get this really great scene between Guinan and Picard where she tells him not to lose hope and that humanity will survive this no matter what. And another thing I always thought that Patrick Stewart and Whoopi Goldberg have really good chemistry on screen, which is why I think they use it more and more and more in the show and in the movies as well. The Borg flushes the Enterprise out of the cloud and they have to try another runner.
Yep.
And Picard fires at will again. That's the second time he fires at will.
Yeah.
He ducks down, he gets over it.
You wonder why he stays on the Enterprise if he's constantly firing at him.
The Borg grabs the ship and they transport to the bridge. Riker and Worf get their asses handed to them and the Borg steal Picard. It's a good scene, this, isn't it, when they beam onto the bridge. And Worf being Worf just goes charging straight in, and the Borg just goes, get off.
Yeah.
So the Enterprise gives chase, and the Borg are heading straight to Earth. Mm-hmm. On the Borg ship, they prove to be terrible hosts. There's not even a vol au vent or a sausage roll in sight. So this was not the party that they were purporting it to be. What they actually want to do is assimilate Picard, and through him, the rest of humanity. But he's not too happy about this.
He's not exactly going to be like, yeah, all right, mate, go ahead.
Bring on the probes, come on. Whoa, where are you going? I said there. Go with it. Riker wants to...
That's what he said.
Yeah. Riker wants to head over to the Borg ship to get Picard back, but Troy reminds him he's the captain now, and he reluctantly has to stay on board. Mm-hmm. So this goes back to, in the original series, Kirk always used to beam over, didn't he? And beam down with... he used to take Spock and McCoy with him. I'll go, and we'll take the other two senior officers as well.
You know, we've got all this crew.
Yeah.
But we'll just use the captain and his two...
Who takes a red shirt, who dies, you know.
Captain and his two mates.
Yeah, so obviously at this point they've come up with this rule that the captain should never beam down unless it's really, really, really necessary. Yeah. I always thought this was a good thing that they brought in. It made sense.
Well, yeah, because I mean, if you've got your captain and what would be second in command beamed down, there's no one really to. I mean, sometimes Scotty will get in the chair, but
on this Wesley. Step up. It's time to sack up, mate. Come on. Yeah.
Hey, this is the training you need.
Yeah. Shelby leads the away team to the Borg ship, but the Borg just ignore the team, so they get to snoop around a little bit. Yeah. But the team starts to shoot at bits and pieces of the ship, like these little nodes that are on the walls. Mm-hmm. And the Borg are like, whoa, what the hell are you doing? I think one of them actually said that, didn't they? Whoa, what are you doing, lads?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Where's he from? Bradford. Also, they find Picard's uniform and communicator, which the Borg have neatly folded and placed in a drawer for some reason.
Yeah. It
was very thoughtful of them, wasn't it?
Just in case I wanted to give it back to him.
Maybe they washed it as well for him.
Yeah.
I mean, you're never going to need it again, because those pants aren't going to fit after those probes have been in there, I'm telling you now. Meanwhile, the Enterprise plans to hit them with a beam from the deflector dish, which is ready to go. Mm-hmm. On the Borg ship, the team are fighting off angry Borg and destroying more of the equipment, which forces the Borg out of warp. And they get a glimpse of Picard, who has been fully assimilated and given a snazzy leather and spandex onesie to wear.
Yeah, they've converted him.
Yeah. He's fully probed.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing. Got a nice little goth makeover.
He does, yeah.
The pale skin.
Yeah. I bet this was uncomfortable to wear.
Oh, probably.
Yeah. So the team have to beam back to the ship without him. They get a call from Picard, who is now calling himself Locutus. And he basically tells them that they're screwed.
Yeah. Do you reckon the Borg suggested multiple different names to him?
What? And he was...
We've got... So you can either have...
Jeff.
Jeff
the Borg.
Yeah.
I'm not really feeling Jeff.
What about Janius?
Janius?
Yeah. His name's Jean-Luc Janius.
Oh, right. Wow, that's good. That's actually good. Yeah. I knew I brought you onto the podcast for something, and you've just given it to me.
I assume that's why they call him Locutus. Because Jean-Luc.
Wow.
Did you only just realise that?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Yes. Wow. It's good. I like that. Yeah, we'll go with that. Picardius. Yeah. I still think Jeff would have been good.
Jeff the Borg,
yeah. But Riker orders Worf to fire. Yep. Now, this is where you would have had to wait a few months if you were watching it in real time. That would have been annoying, wouldn't it?
Have to do multiple different episodes in between just to...
Yeah. But talk about a cliffhanger moment. This has got to go down as one of the best.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You really didn't... when I saw this, I had no idea what was going to happen next. But the beam doesn't work. Because the Borg now know everything that Picard knows. Mm-hmm. What they eat, drink, and what Riker really wears under that uniform. You see Riker's face. Oh, you know everything. Well, even... And look at it. Yes. Yes, I do. Number one. Right. Delete your search history there, Riker. The Borg heads off Earth, leaving the Enterprise to repair itself. Admiral Hansen calls to say that they've built an armada to meet the Borg at Wolf 359. Wolf 359 is like a big thing in Star Trek history.
Oh, right.
I think there's even a convention named after it now.
Fair enough.
We get a great little moment where Hansen stands up for Picard because he's been assimilated. Because there's doesn't Shelby kind of give the impression to everyone that she thinks that maybe Picard's helping the Borg? No, which he is, but Hansen reminds everyone that there's no way he would help the enemy. You know, he can't stop it because they've taken him over. Riker gets promoted to captain. He's played the long game here, right? I mean, he's stuck on that ship, waiting just for this moment. Oh no, he's been assimilated. Oh well, I guess I'm gonna have to be captain now.
It means at least he wouldn't have to leave the ship just to be captain.
You imagine Picard gets beamed off the ship by the Borg. Worf turns around and Riker's already got that extra pip on his collar.
Already sat in the chair.
Yeah, pip on his collar, sat in the chair. You know.
Well, looks like I'm captain now. Yeah. We're going to save Picard, right? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Fire.
Fire at will.
He's firing at himself.
Yes.
We see Picard undergoing more implants. And I like the moment where there's a single tear that rolls down his face.
Just to show that he's still kind of...
He's still in there somewhere and he's trying to fight it, but he can't.
Yeah. Also shows that he's kind of not one note when it comes to things. Because usually a character would just kind of brush it off.
Oh, this what happens to Picard in this story resonates with Picard for years. Yeah, for years. All the way up to the current, like, the last season of Picard. Yeah. You know, which is all about the Borg.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, it's quite a traumatic event.
Yeah, I mean, they literally strip everything away from him that makes him who he is and take him over. And it's like he's locked in there, but he can't do anything about it. Repairs are still going on the Enterprise. They're moving slowly, though. And Riker gives Shelby a nice little moment where you feel that their relationship is softening just a tiny bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's got his job now because he's captain.
This is true. Well, we don't know that yet because he says, "Oh, you're bucking for that. Really bucking for that commander first officer role, aren't you?" Starfleet's battle has begun, and from the looks of a transmission from Hansen, it's not going too well.
Nope. So
Riker assembles everyone in the conference room, and he tells them all why none of them are really good enough to be his first officer. Yeah. And then he appoints Shelby, so she got what she wanted. Yeah. But he does say to Data, he says, "You really were in contention there." You know,
but new character in it. So.
Yeah, guest star. You know, what are you gonna do? So they go through ideas of how to fight the Borg, but nothing looks promising at all. Frakes is really good here, isn't he? I mean, you can really see the pain of losing. Picard, because they've got an interesting history, Riker and Picard. Because when Riker first joins the Enterprise, Picard gives him a hard time, particularly in the pilot episode. But what Picard's doing is he's not toughening him up, I don't think, but kind of like throwing stuff at him and making to see how he's handle it. Yeah. One of the first things that Picard tells him to do. So in the pilot episode, which we've also covered on the show, it's the first time you see the source of separation thing, and then Riker joins the ship while the two pieces are separate, and they're going to redock. Yeah. And Picard just says to Riker, "You do that." And Riker's like, "What?" And he goes, "Well, you're qualified, aren't you?" And he goes, "Yeah." And he does it to show him, to see what he, whether he can step up. And he does it, Yeah. And he also gives him a bit of a hard time at first of like chain of command stuff and things like that. But then as it goes on, he kind of softens to him, and they get to be really good friends.
Yeah. I guess it's just kind of showed, see how well he can handle being a first officer on the ship.
And Picard's notoriously a frosty captain, you know what I mean? We get this good scene in the captain's ready room where he's looking around at everything and he talks to the chair as Picard's still there and he says, "What would you do?" But luckily Guinan comes to offer words of wisdom and moral support. Again, another well-written and acted scene. Yep. This whole thing's just well-acted and well-written.
I think this episode really kind of shows Jonathan Frakes' acting chops.
Yeah, absolutely. Enterprise arrives at Wolf 359, and oh boy, what a mess. So this wreckage field was cobbled together from any models that were still laying around.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's an old model of the Enterprise.
There's a bit of a fuselage from one of the Enterprise models there. The battle didn't go well, and Admiral Hansen is dead. So Hansen's career died. Bop. Yep. Riker orders to... That was bad, that, wasn't it? I cut that out. Now I'm leaving it in. Screw it. Riker orders for everyone to prepare for sources separation. Even though Picard knew of that plan, but Riker's got an idea. And you didn't know this, that the Enterprise could do this, did you?
No.
You know, an interesting fact, that was originally conceived for the original show, that the sources separation could happen to the original ship. But they couldn't do it. Budget couldn't stretch to it. And it would have looked crap if they'd have tried to do it.
Plus, that Enterprise is kind of the wrong shape for that kind of thing. Because it would just be the top bit.
With a neck. Yeah. And everything, Riker calls Locutus from the battle bridge, gives him a ring. And I like the moment where Locutus calls Riker number 1. Still. So they do the source of separation and keep the Borg occupied while Data and Worf use the shuttlecraft to snatch back Picard. And Riker does a full-on Kirk thing here, doesn't he? He's properly deflecting their attention away and keeping them talking, and
maybe he nicked Picard's manual.
He's really smug as well at the end when he pulls it off, isn't he? When he kind of sits there and he goes, "I got one over on you there, didn't I?" You know. But the Borg just clears off back to Earth. They just leave him, don't they? It's like, oh, they got Locutus. Oh well, let's go. He was bringing the party down anyway, wasn't he? He was doing Shakespeare all the time, you know. No need for it.
He kept rolling around in a wheelchair for some reason. We don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why. He kept touching his head, going, "I'm sensing something." Yeah. Meanwhile, they've got Picard in sickbay, and Riker orders him to be revived so that they can learn anything more about the Borg.
Yep.
But Picard is too far gone. He's literally talking like a Dalek, isn't he?
Yeah. I feel like the design is kind of a bit Dalek-like as well, because he's got the claw on his hand.
He's got a claw, yes. Yeah. He's got a claw. Although he still finds time to throw shade at Riker, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Which I thought was nice. Riker discovers that Locutus, Picard, and the Borg ship are in constant subspace connection. Could be useful.
Yeah.
Locutus tells Worf that he's a moron, basically. And he says that you're going to join the Borg club at some point. Yeah. Don't worry about it. You know. But they trank him and they take him back to a lab. And then we get a great shot of the Borg cube passing Saturn, don't we?
Yeah.
It's entering the Earth solar system. The Enterprise won't make it in time unless they can slow the cube down. So Data takes off a part of his head and he links himself up to Locutus. I always loved how they did this effect on Data, where he always, the bits of his head could come off and you see all the internal workings and stuff.
Although it's a little obvious that he's just stuck a bit.
Yeah, but it always looks good the way they shoot it. It never looks obvious that there's an extra bit on his head, because obviously it's going to look bigger.
Yeah.
Because there's wires in there and things like that. But because they shoot it a certain way, it never looks like it's out of place.
No.
Meanwhile, the Borg has to deal with the Mars Defense Fleet. All 3 of them. All 3 tiny ships of the Mars Defense Fleet.
And then just...
Gone.
So that's it.
Can you imagine those two? Can you imagine you're one of those guys in one of them ships?
Captain, fight!
Yeah, we're going to get these Borg. Come on! Come on! Woo! Come on! Dead. But Data finally makes a connection with Locutus, and Locutus wakes up, and he attempts to disconnect himself. Luckily, Data has been working out, and he just snaps his arm off.
Yeah.
Just pulls it off.
Fun.
He pulls off Locutus.
Yeah.
Do your own jokes. I did like how Locutus just looks at it, like, what the hell, man? He'll come round to your house and start pulling your arms and legs off.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Come around your house and start pulling you off.
Whoa. I said, do your own jokes. And you did.
I am doing my own jokes.
I'm glad one of us is. Yeah. But Picard starts to push through and become more aware of what's going on.
You don't want to push through.
Yeah. I've done that a few times, mate. Tell you. Never good. So this causes the cube to come to a full stop. And the team realises that they can send a command through Locutus to influence the Borg ship.
Yeah.
But they need to do it soon because the cube is knocking on Earth's door and attacks the Enterprise. Nothing seems to be working, but it's Picard who has the idea to put the Borg to sleep. I always hate that bit when he says sleep and Crusher just goes, "Oh, he must be exhausted." It's like, really? Data looks at her like, glad you're a doctor.
Yeah.
But they do. They put the Borg into screensaver mode.
Yep.
So Shelby and a team beam over and discover that, yes, the Borg are asleep. But the ship is also going into a dangerous feedback loop, and it's about to self-destruct. Data wants to study the ship, but Riker says, nah, and lets it blow up. I agree with him.
Why waste time?
Yeah, because if they come back alive, they're just going to be knackered again, aren't they?
Exactly, because they can just adapt to...
Yeah, and they won't get away with it a second time.
No, exactly.
You like, put them to sleep again, and they're like, hey, no, we've had some Pro Plus, mate. We're staying up. We're up all night now.
This party's going on forever, man.
Exactly. Borg night. This frees Picard from the Borg Collective, and he's back. But is he all right?
No. You can already tell that even after getting out of it, you can tell there's something.
Well, we get that haunted moment when he says that, and he says, "How much of it do you remember?" And he says, "Everything."
Yeah.
But it's the way he says it, isn't it? He kind of just looks off into the middle distance and says everything. You know something's not right.
Yeah.
And then we end with a ready room scene where Shelby says bye-bye, but tells Riker to watch his back. And Riker's decided to stay.
What a surprise.
He's been busted back down to Commander again. He's got one of these days. One of these. Oh, great. We've saved you. Yeah. All right. Taking that pip off, you know, puts it back in his pocket, you know. Which he's always carrying that pip around because you never know.
God, you wouldn't mind being Admiral, would you?
And this last moment, Patrick Stewart is fantastic because he doesn't say anything. He's playing a man trying to hold it all together when they're in the room. You can see that.
And then
but
it just drops.
He's completely traumatized by the whole thing. And then we just see him staring out the window at the end.
Yeah, I really like that last shot as well. How it just kind of
pulls back.
It just pulls back and you just see him staring out the window.
And that's the end of Best of Both Worlds. Cue the song.
It's time for a conclusion. Was it loved or was it hated? Should it be the captain of the fleet? Or should it be assimilated? Was it a hit or a miss or a hit? Did it make Paul feel totally alive? Or Jay think he was in a morgue? Did they want to beam on out and be noshed by the Borg? Was it a hit or a miss or a hit? Was this journey of the Enterprise a massive hit? Let's find out when Paul and Jay talk shit.
Well, that was nice. Nice little contribution from Colin there.
Yeah.
So, James, what did you think of Star Trek Next Generation Best of Both Worlds?
Well, it's strange because I went into this kind of... I'd always original Trek was kind of my Star Trek, really, because that was kind of my jumping on point. And I never used to really want to watch the other ones because I kind of felt like it would,
betrayal of William Shatner.
Yeah, and plus, like, Kirk is the best captain.
Yeah, you like Kirk, don't you? Yeah. Good lad. I brought you up
well. But after watching this, Picard is kind of nearly at the same level for me. Not
as Kirk.
Not obviously the same level, because Kirk is Kirk, but...
Kirk would still kick his ass in a fight.
Exactly. Yeah, and I've kind of more warmed up to the idea of Next Generations now.
So you might watch some more?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the show's well acted. Jonathan Frakes is, as we said, doesn't get enough credit for his acting ability, especially in these episodes. Yeah, I just felt like the whole story itself was really well connected, obviously, because, imagine having to sit and wait for 3 months for another...
That would have been a pain in the ass.
Just to pay off the episode.
Yeah. That's old school days.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, the effects were great as well, because obviously they had a bit more of a budget than original series. Yeah, no, overall, I really enjoyed this.
What do you think of the Borg as bad guys?
No, the Borg are probably some of the best bad guys in all Star Trek, really.
There's a reason why they keep using the Borg.
Yeah.
It's like the Daleks in Doctor Who. There's a reason why.
And plus, with that kind of connection to Picard, it's kind of a way of...
It gets very personal for Picard. And they evolve the Borg as well as it goes on.
Yeah. Plus, I like Patrick Stewart as an actor as well.
Yeah.
So,
was it weird for you to watch Patrick Stewart relatively young? Because
not really.
he's always been old.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the closest I've seen him to this age was probably the first X-Men film. Mm-hmm. But no, it wasn't jarring. I mean, there are other instances with other actors where it's been jarring seeing them younger, like Patrick Stewart. Not Patrick Stewart. The other one. Ian McKellen. Yeah, because I've seen clips of Ian McKellen on like talk shows when he was in his like 30s, and it's like, whoa.
I think you got that as well the first time you watched a Michael Caine movie where he was young.
Yeah.
Because Michael Caine to you was always the old guy in those Batman movies, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And then going back and watching things like The Italian Job and
Get
Carter and Zulu,
yeah.
you're like, okay, he was young once. That's how time works.
Yeah.
You know.
But no, overall, this was great.
Mm-hmm.
And this is most definitely a hit for me.
Well, I mean, there's nothing much more I can say. It's Star Trek to me. TOS and TNG are my two favourite iterations of Trek.
Is the Enterprise not?
I like Enterprise as well.
Yeah.
That's probably my third favourite one.
Yeah.
And what can you say? It's just perfectly cast.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone works in their roles.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart's phenomenal in this show.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great. The music's great. The effects are good.
Mm-hmm.
The stories, for the most part, I mean, Best of Both Worlds is as good as it gets. But all through the show, there's lots of really good stories. There's some naff ones too. Every TV show has.
Look at original Trek.
Yeah.
There's a lot of naff episodes in that one.
Space hippies. Hey. You know. It's just a really good show, and it's great Star Trek. And you look at this, and you look at TOS, and then you look at modern Trek. I know me and Colin go on about this, and we sound like two old guys moaning about new stuff, but it's just not as good.
I agree. As someone who is, of the younger demographic, that is what these new Star Trek shows are made for.
They're made for you, these things, and you don't like them.
And I don't even like them. I mean, I've seen bits of, Brave New World.
Strange New
Worlds. I don't know why I said Brave.
There's nothing brave about it.
No, Strange New Worlds. And I'm just like, what is going on?
Mm.
It's like when I saw the bit from the musical episode.
Oh yeah, with the
Klingon
boy band.
It's like, this is set before original Trek. And it's still crap. And it's like, I don't even understand.
It's just nice to watch a show like TNG and see adults behaving like adults.
Exactly.
And people talking to each other like adults.
And character roles actually having significance rather than just a captain who is a pushover.
Well, there's chain of command.
Exactly.
And they might all be friends, but they still have to respect that chain of command.
I mean, look at, Spock and McCoy and Kirk in original series.
Yeah.
I mean, Kirk constantly, they were always challenging stuff about him, but they still respect him.
They
as
respect his decision at the end of the day. Yeah. And if Kirk has to bust their chops a little bit for something, even though he's friends with them, he'll do it.
Exactly.
So
I mean, there are multiple times where even Spock will say something, and Kirk will not agree with it.
Yeah.
And and Spock will respect his decision for that because he's the captain.
Not go and mope in the corner like some spoiled kid or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is always going to be a hit for me.
Yeah.
And if Colin were here, he'd say it was a hit. I wouldn't speak for Colin in most things, but I know he would say this is a hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, all round number one.
There we go.
Number one. This is not number two.
No.
So that's it for this episode of Retrospection. Thank you for listening. If you want to support us, you can maybe take a look at our Patreon, where you can get access to special episodes that we put out. I think our most recent one was me and you looked at Zulu in our Show Me a Classic show. She finally gave a title to.
Yep.
So yeah, you can do that if you want to. You can like and subscribe to wherever you get your podcast, because that helps us out as well. And thank you for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.